Hello and welcome. Today we are going to do the first chapter of history, that is the rise of nationalism in Europe. Now look at this picture given in your book. In 1848, a French artist, Frédéric Sorel, prepared a series of 4 prints. These prints visualized his dream of a democratic and social republics. The first print of the series shows the people of Europe and America, men and women of all ages and social groups, marching in a long train and offering homage to the Statue of Liberty as they pass by it. Do you remember, during the time of French Revolution, French artists personified liberty as a female figure with the torch of enlightenment she bears in one hand and the Charter of Rights of Men in another. People of the world are grouped as different nations. They could be recognized through their flags and national costumes from the heavens above, as you can see here in the painting. Christ, saints, and angels gaze upon the scene. They were used by the artist to symbolize fraternity among the nations of the world. During the 19th century, nationalism emerged as a force which brought sweeping changes in the political and mental world of the Europe. This led to the emergence of nation-state and end of multinational dynasties in Europe. Now let's see the first topic here. The French Revolution and the ideas of the nation. The idea of nationalism first came with the French Revolution in 1789. Now what is nationalism? Nationalism means one's love for the nation and the culture. At the time of French Revolution, France was ruled by absolute monarchy. The political and constitutional changes occurred during the time of revolution, transferred the sovereignty from monarch to French citizens. And this was a major change. Now let's see what changes occurred during the time of French Revolution. Revolutionaries created a sense of collective identity among the French people. Power transferred from monarch to common people. They bought new flag, the tricolor. French became the national language. New national anthem was composed. Oath was taken. State generals elected by the common people were renamed as National Assembly. Internal custom duties were abolished. Uniform laws for all citizens. Uniform system of weights and measures were also adopted. Now, French revolutionaries, they aspire for more. Now they wanted to liberate the people of Europe and help them to become a nation. The idea of nationalism was taken abroad by French armies. Now this led to the entry of Napoleon, an army general of that time, into the political arena of France. Napoleon came in power in 1799 and he declared himself a monarch of France, which ended democracy in France. But he retained the revolutionary principles. To make the whole system more rational and efficient, he brought Civil Code of 1804, which is also known as Napoleonic Code. This established equality before the law, right to property was given, feudal system was abolished. What was feudal system? You can understand it with a zamindari system which existed in our country. He freed peasants from serfdom. Now, what is serfdom? Under serfdom, these peasants used to work for the lords without getting proper wages or no wages at all. You can compare it with a bigari system in our country. Guilds, restrictions were removed. Now merchants and traders and artisans can go from one place to another to do business. Transport and communication system were improved. Peasants, artisans, workers and new businessmen enjoyed new-founded freedom. Uniform laws, standardized weight and measures, common currency would facilitate them. But in the areas conquered by the France, the reaction was mixed. Initially, the French armies were welcomed as harbingers of liberty, but all was not well. There was certain drawbacks of Napoleon rule also. What were these drawbacks? He increased taxes. Censorship was imposed. Now nobody can write or say anything against Napoleon or his rule. And lastly, he forced to join army as Napoleon wanted to conquer the Europe. Now with this, Napoleon rule ended in France in 1815. Now look at this painting. It is a painting made by German painter Karl Caspar Fritz. A painting of the planting of Tree of Liberty in Germany. Actually, in this painting, they criticized French as a liberator who is going to end the monarchy in other countries of the Europe. Now with this, we end our today's class here, and with the next topic and the story after 1850, we'll take up in our next class. Till then, stay well and bye.